Hello, this is Andy from the Pixel Pub, and I'm here to do the 30 game video game music challenge, what I'm calling the harder mode. I've already done this once before. I'm going to put the link down in the description, but I'm calling the harder mode a harder version of the hard mode. In the hard mode, you had 30 games, no games could repeat. In my version, the harder mode, another 30 games, no repeat in this version, no repeat of the previous version. So 30 brand new games that I'm going to go with for this version. Okay, starting with number 1 is title screen music, and I went with something I've been playing a lot of lately, Metroid Prime. It has a very distinctive, like, alien style, like you don't really know what you're gonna go against. It is very creepy, very just, I don't know, I love it. Just check it out. Alright, number 2 is opening level music, and I'm going with Contra, the original on the NES. Now imagine you've put in your Konami code, you got your 30 extra lives, and you get dropped into this jungle, and there's shit going down, and you hear this music, and you're just ready to fucking fight. It's awesome. Okay, number 3 is 8-bit music, and I went with a bit of an obscure one here. Didn't get released here in America, but Mr. Gimmick, as this repro cart says, but it might just be called Gimmick, I'm not sure. But man, the music in this game is incredible. I went with a track called Good Weather, and it's the track from Stage 2. Man, you should really check this game out. It's a lot of fun. Okay, number 4 is from a console exclusive franchise, and I went with Wizards and Warriors, specifically Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2. I got this game for Christmas when I was very young. I think it's because Fabio's on the cover. My mom picked it out because of that. But man, I played this game so much because I didn't have much else to play. It's not that great of a game, but that Stage 1 music really hits me hard, and I still feel nostalgic about it. number 5, music from an overworld, I went with Suikoden 2 on the PS1, which I've played here on the Vita, obviously. I really like this music a lot. There's a lot of good music in Suikoden 2. But man, it really gives you that feeling that you're going on an adventure and your little sprite-based characters are walking around, getting in them random battles, all that shit. Here's the opening movie is playing right now. Here's some music. But yeah, it's pretty cool. If you got the money, I say check it out, or whatever way you can find it. Number 6, this is music that makes you feel relaxed. I went with The Dry Trail from Tales of Symphonia, which I have the vinyl here, and the game. The music from this specific part of the game where you're just wandering through, I think, like a mountain trail or something. It's really calming. I still listen to it to this day, even though the game came out in 2004. Man, it's just, I don't know, makes me feel a certain way. It makes me chill out, feel it in my bones. It's really good. Okay, this is number 7. This is music from an indie game. It's the first thing I don't have a physical thing to show you right now. Is Super Meat Boy, the second stage, Betas Blues. Man, I remember downloading this game the first day it came out on Xbox Live Arcade, and it's a fucking brutal game, especially when you start getting to the later stages. The second stage is not that late, obviously, but the music that plays and you keep dying over and over again in that stage, it's so pumping. It makes you want to keep going and going. And the music doesn't stop when you die. You keep going, you keep responding, you keep getting pumped and pumped and pumped until you finally beat the world. Man, it's so cool. Now we're down to number 8. This is music from a first-person shooter. Last time I chose GoldenEye. I'm not sure why my mind went to that one immediately, but it did. It should have gone to this one, which I fucking love the music from this game. It's Doom 2016 edition. Oh my god, I fucking love some fucking hardcore heavy metal music. And this game scratched that itch. Even more so, it being an extremely fun game. Just having the music fucking pounding behind it is fucking incredible. This is Rip and Tear from this game. Number 9 is music from a licensed game, and man, I fucking love this game. I think I chose Darkwing Duck last time. This is another Capcom Disney game. This is Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. Man, they were just firing on all cylinders, from the art to the level design to the gameplay to the music, especially. Fucking nailed it in all forms. I'm not sure which song I'm going to pick. I think I'm going to pick Zone A for this one, but they're all great. Just check them all out. Fucking amazing. Okay, number 10 is RPG battle music, and I went with Radiant Historia, the battle theme number 1, Blue Radiance. We have both versions here. Radiant Historia on the DS, which I messed around a little bit. This is Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology on the 3DS, which is still sealed. I haven't messed around with it yet, but I really want to. If I get time to play another deep RPG, it's going on the list. But man, this battle music was really cool. It stuck with me with a little bit I played with the DS version. Okay, number 11 is puzzle game music, and I'm going for music from the original Tetris on the NES. Not the usual Russian themes that you associate with this game and the Game Boy game. I'm going for music number 3, which is a little bit more chilled and laid back. That's the one I picked all the time when I was a kid. I'm not sure why, but it screams puzzle game to me, and I fucking love it. This is number 12. This is music from a game that makes you sad, and I'm going with Memories from Persona 4 Golden specifically. I recently played through this game, and it's an optional dungeon for one of the characters that you run into, and something about that theme really hit me really hard. It just, when you find out about the characters, backstory and stuff like that, and just the whole theme and the way the dungeon looks and all that other stuff, it hit me really hard, and it still makes me sad. Alright, number 13 is music from a game that you do not like, and last time I picked Silver Surfer, which I think this is made by the same people, which is Wolverine on the NES. Still has great music, still a terrible game. I'm going with the Stage 2 music. There's only basically two themes that play back and forth throughout the game, but the Stage 2 music is better in my opinion. Okay, this is number 13. This is video game music featuring vocals, and I went with the ending theme to Bastion, which I really love. I got the vinyl here, and the physical version on the PS4 is a fucking great game on its own right, but the music, top to bottom, is incredible. The ending theme is really cool because there are two characters who have their own little songs as you play the game, and the ending theme is those two songs kind of intertwining and making even more of a song, and it's really incredible. Please check it out.
I set myself, fly the wind, it will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back, clouds are making way for me. I'm coming home, sweet home. I see your star, you lifted from for me. Brother, I'm here.
Okay, this is number 15. This is boss music. I went with the boss music from Final Fantasy IX. One of the games that didn't quite make the cut last time. But man, this boss battle music is really cool. When you first hit it, I think in the Awakened Forest, and you hit all the little horns and stuff coming in, or I don't know what they were trying to approximate on the PS1 sound chip, but man, fucking gets me pumped, and I really love it. Okay, this is number 16, and 16 means 16-bit music, and I went with the Zero's theme from Mega Man X3. You encounter this pretty early in the game. X gets taken out at the beginning, and then you get to start playing as Zero, and it's fucking kick-ass music, and Zero's really kick-ass. He kills everything in like one hit. It's amazing. Check it out. Okay, this is number 17. This is music that you never get tired of, which is kind of a hard category because a lot of this music I don't get tired of. I love all these songs. But I went with Kai, the highway theme from Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, because it is kind of the first like big pick you up type of music when you kind of get out into the game's kind of open world as much as it could be for an N64 game, and you're running around beating up enemies, and it's bright, happy, fun. I just fucking love it. Every time I play this game and I get out to that part, that game, I fucking love it. And the music makes it that much better. Okay, this is number 18. This is music the year you were born in, and it's pretty hard for me because I was born in '84. So I found a game that has music that came out in 1984, and that's Excite Bike on the NES. NES version might not have come out in 1984, but the Japanese version definitely did because the copyright on the screen is 1984. So why not? Okay, this one's number 19. This is music that is a cover. This was a hard one to do because the last time I went with Battle on the Big Bridge, which was featured first in Final Fantasy V by composer Nobuo Uematsu, and then put in Final Fantasy 12, which was redone by Hitoshi Sakamoto. He did the soundtrack for that game. And I felt like I spent some good nerd points there doing that, bang, 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 but I was out. Like I had nothing else. There's nothing else I could do for another cover. So I was looking and looking and looking, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks one night when it's the last one I filled out for this list. Fucking Crewball, a Motley Crue pinball game on the Sega Genesis. Here it is, the Sega Genesis version of Dr. Feelgood. This is number 20, music from a racing game. This one I had a bunch of different ones I had in mind, but I ultimately went with Frosty Village from Diddy Kong Racing. I really love this song because it reminds me of Christmas. The whole track reminds me of Christmas. There's like you can see little lights on the little snow-covered houses as you're driving by. It's really fucking great. Have a listen. This is number 21, music that you associate with frustration. This is another one I don't have a physical thing to show you, but it's the Black Bridge on Dead Cells, where you fight the concierge, which is basically the first boss in the game. Something I can never beat, and I tried 100,000 times, but for some reason Kathy could beat it and like no problem, and she basically almost beat the game. I think she got to the final boss a couple of times, but I couldn't ever get past the first boss. I don't know why. Okay, this is number 22, town or village music. I went with the village music from Alundra, the town of Inoa, or Inoa, however you want to pronounce it. Very clearly played this game on the Vita, just like Suikoden 2. But the music is very distinct, I think. I've never heard of town music like it, I think, in any other RPG I've ever played. It's got I really like the huh in it, like it's yeah, fucking go. Okay, this is number 23. Underrated music. I'm going with the music from Loop Hero, specifically Loop Blues. I know this game got a bit of attention when it first came out a few years ago because of its very, very unique gameplay. Never played anything quite like it, but I didn't feel like anybody talked about the soundtrack enough. Maybe it's not underrated because it did get a vinyl release and I got it, but I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it because it's fucking incredible. I fucking love it. Okay, this is number 24, music that you constantly have stuck in your head, and I went with stage 1 of Super Bomberman on the Super Nintendo. And there's a reason why I went with this one, if you will bear with me for a little story here. When I was in middle school, specifically in art class, this song would get stuck in my head, and I could not remember where it was from. It would, like, something about being associated in that room doing what I was doing. It would be like, okay, I would think of this music, and it would drive me crazy. Where the fuck was the song from? And I could never figure it out until one day I played Super Bomberman 2 again years later, and I was like, that was the fucking song. That was the song that was stuck in my head for months, and I could not figure out where it was from. And even now, when I get a song stuck in my head and I can't figure out where it was from, I think about Super Bomberman Stage 1, because it would earworm me for like 6 months, and I could not figure out where it was from until I finally did, and now that's why it's still in my head, because of that. This is number 25, music that gets you pumped. I went with Beautiful Song from Nier Automata, or Automata, whatever you want to call it. Man, the whole soundtrack to this game is fucking incredible. Just check it out. The game's fucking incredible. It's top to bottom amazing. But man, this specific song, just the big vocals, I think they're speaking some made up language, but man, it hits super hard, and it makes me want to fucking fight with a sword or fly around like a jet, shooting everything. Ah! Okay, this is number 26. This is favorite music from a game that you've never played, and I've got the vinyl, but I've never played the game. It's Konami YY World 2, Parsley City, which I think is the opening stage. I actually have the vinyl because I just bought it on a whim online. I just knew I loved Konami music, and there's a lot of like fun remixes of Konami music on this, but Parsley City was an original theme, I believe, and man, it's really cool. I've used it in a lot of videos in the past, but yeah, I probably should play the game at some point. Alright, number 27 is music from a handheld. I thought I had this game when I made this list, but no, I was getting everything ready. I realized I had the sequel, not the original. That is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. I went from the Stage 2 music. It hits just right. It's one of the few games I could beat as a child because it's really easy. I could beat it reliably. Man, I just have such a nostalgia for that game, and I've got the Cowabunga collection, and I've already played through it a few times just to hear the music and just to experience it again. But man, the game's not great, but man, it's super easy, and the music's super cool for a Game Boy. This is number 28, music that makes you feel nostalgic. I went with Skullman stage from Mega Man 4. I think in the last video, I'm not quite sure for nostalgic, I used one of the songs from Mega Man 3, probably Sparkman or Snake Man, I can't remember. But Mega Man, the original NES and the X collection are one of my favorite gaming series of all time. It was one of those things where a good buddy of mine, back when we were very young, we got to spend the night together, and we went to Blockbuster and we got to rent a game. And I rented Mega Man 5 and he rented Mega Man 4, and I just remember that little weekend playing those games. It meant a lot to me, still means a lot to me. And he rented in Mega Man 4, picked Skullman stage because fucking Skullman, like how much cooler can you get, really? Alright, number 29, getting down to it. It is Final Boss music, and I went with the One-Winged Angel from Final Fantasy VII because why not? Man, this is a killer track. One of the best Final Boss themes ever, one of the best Final Bosses ever, I believe. One of the best games ever. I mean, back in the day, it might not hold up too much nowadays, but it really hits hard. It hit hard back then, it still hits hard now. Take a listen. All right, number 30 is the credits theme. This is the last one, and I don't have anything. I don't have this game. I used to have this game. I had it, and it's gone. And I haven't picked it up since. And I even had the soundtrack on CD back in the day, too, from subscribing to Nintendo Power. But it's Super Mario 64, the credits theme. I fucking love this theme. I think last time I picked Mario Kart 64, they're interchangeable for me. I love the credits themes for both those games, but this one specifically, man, it hits so hard. The video that plays while you're doing it, you can see all the stages that you went through, and you get to see the cake at the end. And man, I'm gonna let it ride out for the rest of this video. But if you have any of your favorite songs you want to comment on the videos, please let me know. Please let me know if anything I missed, and maybe I might do another one, the hardest challenge. We'll see.